Taken by Robert Frost. The Road Not Taken is an important piece of poetry as it explains the poet's outlook on life. It was printed in the Atlantic Monthly somewhere about 105 years ago in August 1950 and was collected in the Mountain Interval in 1916. The poem is about his poet friend Edward Thomas, who killed early in World War I. The theme of the poem, a critic G.W. Nietzsche has mentioned in his valuable book Human Values in the Poetry of Robert Frost, that the problem of choice is a very significant theme for the poet, and he returns to it frequently, as also in The Road Not Taken. The pattern of rhyme in this poem is A-B-A-A-B. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I couldn't travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I couldn't travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. The first stanza says, two roads went in two different directions in a pale forest, and the poet felt sorry that he couldn't take both the roads, being one traveler. For a long time he stood there and watched one of them as far as he could, to the farther end where it took a curve towards the brushwood. Stanza 2. Then took the other as just as far, and having perhaps the better climb, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Then took the other as just as far, and having perhaps the better climb, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Let's see what the poet says in his second stanza. Then the poet took the other road, which was equally fair and clean, and which had perhaps a better climb, since it was covered with grass and lacked footmarks, although keeping that thing apart. Both the roads were almost identical, for both were equally trodden. Stanza 3. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. The third stanza says about the roads that they looked fresh and unwalked, for the leaves of grass were standing erect. The poet sadly chose the second one and kept the first one reserved for some other day. Yet he knew that one road leads to another, and therefore he was not sure that he would return to travel the other road. Fourth stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. In the fourth stanza, the poet says that he will go on telling this incident with a sense of sadness in the times to come. That there met two roads at a point in a wood, and that he took the less traveled one, and this has made him all the more sad and different. It contains the element of hesitation. This poem is an indication of Frost's increasing versatility. Thompson with a dramatic irony. The poet is vaguely afraid that he may be neither wrong nor right. In it, Frost communicates his whimsical, accidental, and incomprehensible decision. The poem is moving, lyrically and symbolically rich.